Oh, that's nice. I like it. Welcome back, everybody. Cooking in Quarantine Week continues here to give us a twist on an old familiar favorite just in time for Cinco de Mayo. She's going to show us how to make her taco stuffed peppers. Is the domestic geek herself, Sara Lynn Cauchon. Hi, Sara Lynn. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. Thank you guys so much for having me. How are you doing?
I mean, better now. I wish we could. I wish we could eat
Be
what's in
there.
that pan.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yum.
torture to not be able to
Oh,
be with you with those ingredients. So tell us about the recipe. What are we going to make here?
so we are making taco stuffed peppers today. These are wonderful. They're perfect for Cinco de Mayo, perfect for Taco Tuesday. Luckily for us this year, they fall on the same day. How wonderful. I love these because they're big on flavor, but they're high in protein and fiber, so you can feel really, really good about eating them. And the best part is they can pretty much be made with things you already have on hand in your kitchen, either in your pantry, your fridge, or your freezer. So they're really wonderful for quarantine cooking.
All right. Well, let's take us through it. What do we need and how do we put it together?
All right. So when you're talking stuffed peppers, of course, you are starting with some peppers. We are using good old fashioned bell peppers here. As you can see, I have cut them lengthwise. So this is one of my biggest secrets. A lot of people, when they make their stuffed peppers, they cut off the top and stuff them from the top. That makes them a little trickier to eat and they take longer to cook in the oven. So I cut them lengthwise, remove the seeds, and then I blanch them. So I have blanched these in some boiling water for about 5 minutes, and you'll see they become a lot more pliable and flexible. They're easier to stuff, and they'll take less time in the oven, which is really great, especially if you're hungry like I am. Once you've got your peppers prepared, it's really a matter of turning your attention to your filling. And what I love about this filling is that it's super versatile. So there's lots of great swaps. I have got some cooked ground chicken here, and I'm just going to add some onion to that and some garlic. We all love our garlic. It's the best part about being in quarantine. Can we all agree is that we can eat as much garlic as we want? Pretty glorious. Now, if you are not a fan of chicken, the best part is you can swap in pretty much any kind of meat in this recipe you want. Ground beef, ground pork, ground turkey would be great. You could do some chorizo here. That would be super yummy. Or you can leave the meat out entirely and keep this recipe vegetarian. So it's super flexible that way. Once your onions and your garlic have had a chance just to soften up a little bit, you're going to go ahead and add a ton of amazing pantry staples. So this is why I call this perfect for quarantine cooking. First up, I have got some rice headed in here. Now, this is cooked rice. I've done the cooking already. It's a great place to use leftover rice. You can also use some quinoa in this recipe if you prefer, or even some cauliflower rice if you're living that low carb life is a great option here. I've got some canned black beans. They've been rinsed and drained. They're headed in here, as well as some corn. Of course, you can use frozen or canned corn if you have fresh corn. If you have access to fresh corn wherever you are, go ahead and use that. That would also be delicious.
I mean,
so is mine.
literally, my stomach is great. Where are you? You're quarantined in Canada now. Who are you with?
I am. So I am super lucky. I am hunkered down with my daughter and my husband, and I'm able to work from home. So I feel super grateful to get to be doing this in the comfort of my home kitchen. And I have to tell you, I know you guys have been too, but there has been a lot of cooking happening, even more than usual.
What's
Same
in that
on your
jar?
end, I'm guessing. So this is actually some prepared salsa. So for the sauce in this recipe, I am using just jarred salsa. If you don't have jarred salsa, you definitely have the option to go ahead and use diced tomatoes or even tomato sauce. Like I said, it's super forgiving. The other thing I'm going to do is add our taco flavor. So to do that, I'm using a combination of some chili powder and some ground cumin. Now, you could totally use those taco seasoning packs you buy at the supermarket. Those will definitely work. But making your own taco seasoning is really easy, and you can do it with stuff you already have in your pantry or your spice rack. That's really it for our filling. It kind of couldn't be simpler to put together. And all you need to do is let that heat through, and then we can get to work on stuffing our peppers. You can see I've got most of my pepper stuffed. I'm just going to show you how I do it here. I really, really like to keep these on because, of course, you know, when you're hungry, you want lots of great filling. So don't be afraid to just load it up. This is art, not science, after all. And then the next step is my favorite of all the steps. It's to get our cheese on. So I'm using a whole lot of shredded cheddar cheese. Mozzarella would be a great swap here. If you want to leave the cheese out, you can. But I mean, why would you? Cheese is delicious.
See, here's where I go wrong. At that stage there, where you've got the filling in the bowl and it's already cooked, I can't help myself but to start before I finish every time.
Oh, I have some tasting. You are not alone on that front, Ryan. I have done some tasting, and it has been good. Now we're just going to get these into the oven, and of course, through the magic of television. So this is going to head in for only about 10 to 15 minutes. That's all it's going to take, because basically your peppers are basically pre-cooked, your stuffing's done. So really you're just heating them through and melting your cheese. And what you end up with is this deliciousness. It's ooey gooey. It's super cheesy. And to serve these guys, I like topping them up with a little bit of sour cream, some fresh cilantro, and oh my gosh, they're so good. And I'm so sorry I can't share them with you guys.
I love it.
I mean, I just realized that I've been watching TV instead of actively participating. I'm just like watching from at home.
Hey, thank you so much for showing us how to do that. And I can't wait to try it myself. Sarah's book, The Domestic Geeks Meals Made Easy, is out now. Head to our website for this recipe, and you take care of yourself. Enjoy those peppers.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Happy Cinco de Mayo.